No, not live yet.
Yeah, I know. Wait till the video. Wait till the video.
People can hear us now, though, and we're live. Whee!
Look at that toe drag.
Action shots.
Layout, man.
Layouts. Whee! Cool. Wow, we're here.
And here we are.
Welcome, the mayor.
Wow.
AKA Stefan, definitely in Paris. Wait.
Definitely in Paris.
Definitely in Paris.
The mayor of the town once known and always to be known as Slam Town.
Slam Town. He's no good. He's no good, that town.
Well, the Slam Town Flatball Clubs where the mayor began. Now I arranged.
Where's that?
That's in the Gold Coast.
Welcome, people. It may be the last live show, but if you say in the comments, and you can just request another live show, we'll be up for it. We'll talk Frisbee, we'll talk UltiLeague, we'll talk ULTI.TV. We can do anything.
We're so up for it. I'm running on zero. We had a camp yesterday, a stage en français, a training camp in English, en anglais, but with Noisy-le-Sec, with Is No Good. And I don't play. I'm a coach, and I'm still shattered from the intensity of the training camp. It was awesome. I'm really stoked.
Is that like shouting and pumping up people up?
A little bit of shouting, a little bit of pumping up, mostly just like I think emotional energy, staying focused, staying on task, making sure I do my job as a coach. Possibly 1 or 2 libations after the training camp was over in celebration of a successful camp may have had some effect on my energy level today, but mostly, yeah, just it's one of those things, especially right now with limited Frisbee. You get you feel your energy building for a couple of days before going into a camp right now. Like a tournament, like a camp, as a player, the same. And then, when it's all done and you leave it all on the field, you feel good about that. And I still feel like that's the same from a vocal perspective than a physical energy perspective, because I left it all in the field. I felt like I did a good job, but I am exhausted from it. But
great,
it's a very pleasant, satisfying feeling.
Aren't you on lockdown in France as well, or is that?
Yeah, we're on lockdown.
I mean, you shared it on social media, so there's proof of you actually being there.
No, we are allowed. There's pictures. I should send a picture and a video out. There's some great video. But we played with masks on, coached with mask on. We're on curfew right now in Paris because it's so obvious that the coronavirus comes out at night. It's like the boogeyman. So we stay home at night, but don't.
You know how that's related. It's like people getting more loosened up with alcohol, and that's where they come out. That's where the most socializing happens with the virus.
But Corona,
bars here are closed as well since Wednesday. Restaurants are all closed. You can only pick up your food. We have some viewers and we have some likes. That's great. Let us know who you are and that where you're watching from. This is going to be.
Let us know anything you want.
How
much you like my mustache, perhaps? No, go on. Take us away, man. Crickets.
Cricket sounds. Very cool of you to join us. We are announcing the winners of the online competition. Well, at least for round 1, and we're going to talk about what is next. And we had a lot of discussions on our community forum with our members, and it's great what people are suggesting, and it's a community effort. Mr. Pie Flavor says, "I'm here for the smog win." Cool. Well, you're in for a treat.
Well, maybe is this some? Are you preempting some information we don't know about yet? Not until it's been announced, but some good foreshadowing for the man with the horrible tag name, Mr. Pie Flavor. I can only imagine where that young man got a tagline like that from, but we won't imagine as part of the show. But yes, happy to have you with us, and good to see you've got your support behind one specific institution. Here we go.
Here we go. We have
some booty shaking at the net. Look at those two going back and forth, those little ducklings.
Wii Sports is still, or Wii Tennis is still the best game out there to have some fun. So this live show is about announcing the winners and the reactions on that. Let's hope that some coaches will actually find the way to our studio again. We had some people announcing or asking us like, hey, can we be in show again? So that's cool. We're going to discuss what could possibly be next and how you can get involved in the discussions as well. And basically anything that comes to the table, like talk about Stefan's mustache and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we want to limit the mustache talk, but we want to expressly involve everyone in anything in the ultimate talk, UltiLeague talk, UltiLeague ideas, or like just ultimate. Let's talk about ultimate. There's we're missing our beloved ultimate right now, so at least we can talk about what's going on.
Anything we can talk about to get the excitement back for the ultimate games and ultimate lifestyle could be nice. Yeah. Cool. So a grand applause or a grand sort of achievement we have made with 250 active members, which means paying people that paid, volunteers, and contributors. So basically people that contributed some sort of work or voluntarily work. But this is kind of nice that it's super, and I'm very, very grateful for people actually jumping in and on this adventure and joining us. And 250 active members is a crowd. It's definitely a movement already.
Oh yeah, it's a community.
And it's a community.
Active means paying. I mean, like to be
so they're paying with time or with money. Yeah,
to be active enough to put into this is like he says, that means the world. It is proving its legitimacy. Goal reached or not at this stage, but the legitimacy is there.
Yeah, totally.
And the other word you said that I want to comment on, because for some reason I love commenting, is that you said 250 contributors. And it's something that I say as a coach on the ultimate pitch, especially when it comes time to selecting, like, there's no room if you're not a contributor. If you're not contributing, you are a liability. So what are you going to be, a contributor or a liability?
Exactly. People can be part of this in so many ways. They can share an email with us, some private feedback, or they are commenting on our ideas or plans. It's just great to see so many contributions. Yeah. And we definitely have like a bigger like fan base, like a follower base. But those people we don't really consider active members. They're subscribers or they're followers, and that's also worth something. So I didn't really mention that here, but we went over 1,000 followers, almost 1,100 followers on Instagram, which is also a great validation. Facebook followers, we almost have 1,000 followers. We're growing our base at ULTI.TV as well with YouTube, which has mostly Australian, about 5,000 followers. So that's great. And we're trying to create also more European content, so that's more European subscribers will start following us. And we have like this Twitter conversation thing with Hestig Edverkel on which was very great. They were sharing memes and they were doing everything.
We're
Which was cool.
globalizing this son of a bitch.
Excuse me?
We're globalizing this
Yep.
wonderful thing. Hashtag Edveg, a big shout out. I think it's Momo behind the nonsense over Mojo. Sorry, Momo.
Momo meme.
That
Mojo
could be
meme.
Stuff, but some great spam, some great bant coming out of that account.
Yep.
Anything with a Rick and Morty meme attached to it is going to win the favor of the global ultimate community, or the global ultimate circle, the global ultimate hex, if you would.
If you make a Venn diagram of people liking Ultimate Frisbee and Rick and Morty, I think there will be a lot of overlap. Yeah.
1% missing.
Cool. So without further ado, we're going to announce the winners of the first UltiLeague Showcase online competition, which was very much an experiment from day one. It's like, hey, we're testing what works. Would people buy into this? We're not going to announce the last players to the first players. We're going to announce the first team.
No, not yet.
Which team is it? Mighty Hucks from Birmingham. Yay!
111 votes. That's sensational. Mighty Hucks, sorry, I did you no favors with my drum roll simulation, but otherwise, it's a mighty hucking awesome job you've done over there.
It's a great achievement for 111 votes from 61 members. So that means that people had multiple votes. People, founding members, also vote in batches.
We need a word for these multi-voters that are they need to be exceptionalized. Exceptional multi-voting. Well done, Mighty Hucks, for generating the interest. Well done.
Yeah, they were announcing their players, which was a great thing. I say that things going on their Instagram. They just started to use Instagram, which is great, but they've created a following, and they have apparently a lot of fans anywhere in Europe.
I mean, you get the old Disney mask. You got a name that includes some hiding of some cursive English, and you got a couple Eurostars. You got a great following. You're from Birmingham. It's all good things, is it? And it goes to show that it is the strength of the community, but there's also a little bit of the creativity in your campaign that helps. I mean, who knows of the 3 or 4 that were at the top here? The rest we will soon see. Well, what is the actual difference in ultimate community demographic? The size of we don't know. We could take a couple stabs in the dark about who's got more active players in their community, what's disposable to their reach. But a lot of it, and we saw with the jostling for position, the going up and going down, that a lot of the creativity, a lot of the nice campaigning did account for the spiking and the lead changes. So, big ups.
I think they were on second place once or twice, and I just picked it up again and started to give the money. And it comes also very close to the amount of sort of votes, or the amount of memberships you wanted to sell per team, about 200, which was like cool. If you can gather 200 people that buy 10 euros, then we can, if everyone does that, then you can make a proper show. Which is very, it's half, we're halfway there, but I think it's very promising.
Like some would say, we're halfway there, we're living on a prayer. Like Bon Jovi might say that, but I'm pretty sure Bon Jovi got to where he was going from living on that prayer. So we just got to keep going with this one.
We don't really have a response from Mighty Hucks just yet. Ben Brown, he was on the show, the first and the second show, I think. He was going to be here, but maybe he's coming later, and would love to know his or hear his response.
Mr.
Jump in the studio.
Mr. Pie Flavor Pants has got to be chattering on his fingernails right now. They didn't get the number one spot he was waiting for before. His 4 and 6 chances have already been reduced to a 3 and 5 chances. Will Smog make it? I don't know, Mr. Pie Flavor Pants, whatever he's called. He can't be sitting comfortable right now.
Yeah, I'd love to hear his response and celebrations and the banter because, yeah, Smog is another British team, or actually from England.
No, they're British, not English.
Okay, cool.
Yes, they are from north of that English border. So I understand they have a home base in Scotland, which would make them not English, British.
Cool. Cool. Well, who is going to be second? What do you think is going to be second?
I don't know, but my biggest concern is what do you come up with for the second place? If I have a really crappy drum roll for first place, what is this? Yeah. Like a horn procession for second?
Circle. Just chasing in on like almost like 7 votes behind. With 104 votes, it's Hässliche Erdverkel, and that's pretty cool because they have done so well in this competition. They've posted so many, so many good posts and creative outings, and it's a great job from Hässliche Erdverkel.
Hässliche Erdverkel, one of the most difficult names for an English speaker to spit out in a commentary booth, that's for sure. Anyways, but it's become common ground now. They've been around, they've been placing, they've been a prolific team on the field, and now look at them becoming a prolific team on the UltiLeague campaign. And I think it was them with Mojo with the creative campaign, the one I think I liked the most. I liked that Mighty Hucks. I saw what they were putting out, but these ones were more the knee slappers for me. They were going into absurdity with their posts, and they were good ones.
We actually have Mojo and Chris from the Hässliche Erdverkel in the studio right now.
Well,
we can ask them to jump in, but they're like waving, like not yet. So.
Okay, well, whenever they're good and ready, we can take the Hässliche Erdverkels.
Right. They must feel happy about their win. Not only to find out that they've done pretty good with also I say that with the matchups votes we had. They did pretty good, like the matchup, like who would win Hässliche Erdverkel or Smog. We have some data about that, but like they definitely won the meme game. They definitely won the campaign game.
Yeah. I want to see the responses to that. I was an active voter, most definitely, in the who would win this matchup, who would win that matchup. You know, I've obviously got my opinion on who would win every matchup now, as a active coaching member of one half, but essentially the club. I'm now part of the Noisy family.
Yeah.
So you know that I'm swinging my favor. Sorry, as a biased host, but Izaka is looking good for my vote. But
so all the votes and results you can see on our Instagram. I will make sure that we have a summary of the votes. Interesting matchups, and I think Hässliche Erdverkel is ready to be live on the live stream.
Okay, let's get.
Did you test your sound? Did you do your hair, Chris? Yeah, great. So, welcome.
Hey there.
Hey, what's up?
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Didn't expect to get 100 votes at least. So this was our goal from the first plan. So, but yeah, nice.
Excellent.
The Memenator is speaking. you came up with most of the memes, right? Did you test out any of the things that you made? Like share that with your team first, and then like pick the best ones, or how did you
Yeah,
go
we
in about it?
would like to, but most of the time there was no time to share everything with everyone in the group, and we wanted to keep it low just to get those involved that are into the game and want to share everything. So we shared everything with a small group.
Yeah.
First.
A little bit of executive power going on over there at #EdFerkel. The executives just calling the shots and putting it straight out there to the world. Is that how it goes?
Deutsche Ordnung.
Not executives. I would more say everyone who's interested and who bought into it.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Do you have a gauge, an idea of the breadth of the width of your sponsorship? Is it a very is it mostly ultimate players? Is it family supporters, or you really don't have a great idea of your response? What do you think?
I think it's both, and also a couple of players that we don't even know. We are really happy that we have support in other countries as well. I think in the Netherlands and also in Poland, I think.
Yeah, maybe.
And so yeah, but there's for sure some family members who support us, and also a couple of German ultimate players.
Awesome. Well, again, as Milan said, congratulations. I extend the same. Congratulations for making it through this part of the competition, but also a great deal of thanks for putting in the efforts to receive these congratulations. You guys are taking the reins. You're taking a big part of the job, which is essential for this. So thank you for putting in those efforts. They're being very well received. So you should be proud of yourself, because we are proud of you.
Thanks. Yeah.
Thank you as well.
Great job.
Yeah, I think it was really some effort, and I think we can a bit of a break would be nice here. A couple of things were really on short notice, and we had to really push ourselves. And I think if this has to go on now in the coming weeks, then we will burn out pretty quickly. So I would advise to take some Corona break or winter break, and then come back with fresh people and fresh motivation to have a second go.
Yeah, it's we've got some great feedback from few of your teammates and from you as well. And yeah, it's I think it's a very good idea to take a break before we start any other new kind of campaign or anything, because like we can't really start organizing something as an event right now. So that is also a good reason to say, let's keep this momentum going, but then more internal discussions with the members and actually shaping the new plans together, because now we have commitments from people, and this is a great way to do that. I've also thank you for sharing the feedback, and thank you for being part of this. Obviously, I've also seen that Ben Brown is also entered the studio from Mighty Hux, and maybe he wants to say something as well.
Can we talk a little bit more about the plans, or later?
Yes, we'll do that after the announcements of the teams. Yeah.
Yes.
So see you later. We are now able to join, or have Ben join the studio as well. Congratulations, Ben.
Thank you.
And the Mighty Hux, the whole team.
Yeah, everyone's listening now and been messaging away. So yeah, great news.
Yeah, great news. I extend the same thanks and congratulations. We just sent to EdFerkel, but obviously even more to you guys since you won the competition. Great job stirring the pot over there. How is the energy level after running the campaign, after keeping everybody interested for a month of work.
Yeah, no, it's been I suppose for quite a short time, 4 weeks in general. It's been quite a long 4 weeks. A lot of time spent staring at a mobile screen, trying to get people's interest, get them involved. A lot of support from obviously the team. Everyone's sort of friends and family, supporters. So it's kind of been really good so far, seeing the response from everyone. So we've really appreciate the support we've managed to get. I think after a couple of weeks in, seeing where we were at vote wise, we were kind of like, if we can get to 100, that's probably just about enough. Turns out we just needed that a little bit more, and it was a close race to the end, but just enough in the end.
Awesome work. Say your last name for me.
I say it with an English accent, but you are saying it correct in the Dutch way. But I just say Bruin and make it a lot more English.
I'm coming from the other side of the Atlantic. I think of the hockey club, the Boston Bruins. I was like, there's no way that's Bruin.
Yeah.
Bruin. Okay, Ben. Bruin to me from on out. Good. And what else you got, Milan?
Yeah, I've got the other teams as well. Obviously, Ben, I'm gonna say thank you for your time for now, and let's talk about the next plans later, because you're part of it.
Go hang out in the studio.
Cheers.
Speak.
Whoops. So yeah, second place Hashtag Uitverkoop. Third place, who's it gonna be?
I don't know, but what's my music? We'll even go Star Wars. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, what do we got?
Smoke.
Oh God, good gracious, Mr. What's he called again? Pink? No. Pie Flavor, Mr. Pie Flavor. Where is my head? He will be relieved. Therein, he's there for the Smog win. 74 votes, 40 members. That's a lot of multi-voting going on over there in Smogland. It is maybe Northern England. Either Northern England, Southern Scotland. Either way, we can say British and be safe.
Yeah, Great Britain, something with GB. Yeah, that's exactly right. So yeah, they're sort of a collection of all the people from the region. Some actually live 4 hours away from each other, so that's an interesting
basically
dynamic.
Anyone not in London, anyone or Birmingham.
Yeah, basically that. Or Bristol or Brighton. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Gobbled up by the mega projects, but this is the new mega project. We saw them at the EUCR, I saw them at EUCR and at EUCFs with 2 teams representing. Pretty impressive stuff over there. The Smog is taking over.
Well, also the matchup for Hashtag Uitverkoop with Smog online, who would win, was shown with proof. They nailed it because they had a win from Hashtag Uitverkoop 15-2. I don't know who was high. Maybe Chris or Mojo can respond to that. I mean, when you go to Windmill, you also get some greens to go for your team. That means that you can smoke it before or after the game, but the games, yeah. I don't know what happened there, but I hope that matchup will be a bit better at UltiLeague.
Yeah, before or after, depends what the team goals are, of course. I guess for your team smokable philosophies.
Smogging, yeah.
Smoggables. Okay, cool. So Smog's in, and we got one final spot. Who will it be?
Who will it be? Share it down in the comments.
Now it's me biting my nails, or the Toshnarova sisters biting their nails, or possibly that crew in Poland that I don't know how to say their name.
Zawirucha.
Thank you. Maybe they're biting their nails. But
who will be the last one in?
Circus music? That okay? I don't know.
Sure.
And thank heavens we're in.
Yep.
So 65 votes, 39 members, some multi-voting, not as prolific as a multi-voting nation, the French, I suppose. But I'll say, the one thing I do know is that on the pitch right now, these guys are not slowing down. I see the ladies working across the way. I see the boys working, like Corona or not. They right now, they've been through enough of it, as everybody has. They've got enough ability to continue training, and they're assuming nothing is going on, and they are chomping to play anyone. And that's a big part of why they're in this competition. They're in any competition. They want to do what they can for Ultimate.
It's a huge squad. It's a very tenacious squad. It's they also bring in a lot of talent from all around Europe to play with them, like some other Euro stars and some people from the Amsterdam and the Portuguese community. And yeah, it's great. It's okay. Felix actually called it. Yay! But did he call it before or after we announced it? I don't know.
I trust Felix. He's an honest man.
Yeah.
Nobody who loves Hex that much could ever get too far ahead of himself to comment in with pre-established information. So he's got Izaka. He's got it.
Cool.
He hit the nail on the head. And go check out Felix Ultimate while you get a chance.
Well, you have Felix Ultimate for your strategy and hexagon shaped video symbols and everything. Anything cool hexagon style. But like we don't have anyone from Izaka celebrating this, so maybe you should say some speech words, like some.
Okay, well, thank you very much for voting for us. I don't know how our voting went in. I know that we have to lift our campaigning game as Izaka, don't we, Francois Joubert, Rasta, and the rest of all of you. Lift the game, but I know that, like I said, they're happy to be in it. Their campaign could use some tweaking, but it's consistent. They're plugging. They're trying to let the community know, and I'm looking forward to hear what Ben and Chris have to say about how to proceed with next round, talking about burnouts or whatever. But I suspect that Izaka would be on a very similar page. They'll do kind of whatever the establishment needs of them right now, but I think they may get more results if we have a good think about this after we've had our experimental step.
So to summarize, go to Felix Ultimate again for all your geometric needs.
Geometric needs. Oh my goodness.
Shapes on the field. He has some great stuff, and become a Patreon because he's doing this work.
I need to make a cut. Where's my protractor? But yes.
So we had more teams actually joining the online competition. There was also 3SB and Zavirucha that did a very good job in campaigning and being awesome in their campaigning. And 3SB made it at the 5th place with 44 votes from 35 members, and Zavirucha in 6th place with 16 votes from 10 members. They must have learned a lot. Like they must have learned a lot, and we have learned a lot as well. Like how to work with teams to campaign them and enable teams to actually,
it's good for everybody. For us, it's great to have people that are willing to put their time and effort into this.
Exactly.
For them, it's good to work on your campaigning, whether it's for personal marketing, recruiting down the road, doing this for the next time around, being able to have some team connection to your community, some team connection to a league. It is a foot in the door in every direction, and an honorable job by both clubs.
Yeah, and we want to say thank you to all these people, players and coaches and members from Frisbee and Zavirucha. Thank you for joining this experiment. And it's not over. So we welcome you for the next time, which the next time will be a campaign or a new season. And then you know how it works. So you will remain active as you will keep your community, and you will keep this sort of future spot for our next campaign and an online competition. And maybe we can do a East and West division of UltiLeague, and then you can we can do that with maybe other Polish teams or other German teams or Russian teams.
We're gonna have to polish up our campaign and see what happens here. But
exactly.
Yeah, it's you are now part of the establishment. You are in the experiment. Everything you've done will benefit your potential and your opportunities moving forward. And so it is, like I said, very honorable. A job well done. And of course, your membership, your funds will still go towards putting the first competition together. This was well known to everybody from the beginning of the competition. And again, who knows exactly how this competition is going to go? We're going to work out some of the details today. But yeah, everything is moving it forward. And you see all the love pouring in there, Milan. And
you said something about part of the establishment. I would call it more like part of the rebellion, but yeah, you know, potato.
I mean, it's, every revolution starts as a rebellion, but as soon as they win the battle,
you become the establishment.
Yeah, they become the new establishment. So for now, we will just use establishment very generically as the established hearts of Ultimate, the people who are putting in the love and trying to get some organization going. That is the establishment. The establishment of love that these names are now part of.
All the members that voted on these two teams are still part of the community. They will still be able to vote on decisions and vote on issues, and it also can become part of another team's journey. So you can say, I really love the way this team did this and this. Well, I want to be part of that. So that we can grow and continue to grow Ultimate. So for that, thank you everyone else as well for joining this experiment. Again, it's an experiment because we are testing out what works. And we're trying to learn from putting something out there and say like, hey, do people like this? Do people join in? And the reason why we've done it like so fast and everything is just because we wanted to do it quite quickly. We wanted to do it before a second wave started, before another lockdown. So that's why we were like, okay, actually, if we could have done this 2 months ago, then we could actually have an event, like a small scale event. And it's just timing is very unfortunate, but we're trying to work it out. And for now, we're at 30% of our goal for a showcase weekend. And that's pretty amazing, but it's not enough. So what we've learned is that we can't really organize something right now, but we also have learned a lot about getting clearer and more transparent goals. So a goal on the page is like, this is the goal for this, like a sort of like a crowdfunding kind of thing. And if this doesn't work, then we'll do this. And we've also learned to sort of that we need to nurture and to cherish the members more. So we had a lot of campaigns we prepared a lot of like email drip campaigns and everything, but we couldn't really pull it off on such a short notice. So that's also what we learned: more connection or more more outreach towards the members. And also what we've learned, and that's the most important one, people want this. I've had so many emails and so many private messages of people that support us, and also not only that, but also these people chipped in first and then send an email and say like, hey, we really want this to happen, and how can we help from this side or from that community. So that's really something very special.
People love us. I mean, love this. I didn't mean us at all. I mean, isn't that the Sharon Stone acceptance award? You love me. You really love me. Something like this. Anyways, it's all good stuff we've learned there. clear, transparent goals, nurture these members, which we're doing our best to do. But of course, the more nurture and cherishing, the better. And yep,
more votes, more clear. Like what do we expect from you, and how can you help us? How can you help make this happen, for example? And that's where it's at.
And I think the bottom one's the first one we always knew. That one is part of the mission plan, the manifesto, if you would. The reason anybody's putting any effort into this is because it's like, all right, this has got to happen. It's going to take a whole lot of cranking of the wheel. It's going to take a whole lot of work.
A whole lot of feedback from the community, and keep on sharing your feedback. Yeah.
And potentially a bit of trial and error, which is what we're getting, especially amidst pandemic living. Trial and error is not a deterrent at all. In fact, quite the opposite. Something that can motivate us to see what's up for round 2.
Yeah. So what is up for round 2? So there's a lot of good discussions already happening on our forums in our community, community.ultileague.net. If you go there, you will be asked to become a member, so you can still do that. That is where we discuss the ideas, where constructive discussions happen, and where we'll also gather all these ideas and suggestions from the community, and we will work with these members from each team and from anyone that actually becomes active. And from there, what we want to do is make a sort of finding a consensus around these plans and ideas. And what that means is enabling you to actually be sharing your opinion very easily. So, for example, we have this idea to play 7-on-7 Savage. That's a very interesting idea proposed by Rachel Toshnarova. And how can we find consensus with that? It's like, hey, this is not a good idea because, or this is a very good idea because. And this we also want to do with our future plans. So from here as well, like from this discussion and from the teams, we'll find some ideas, and then we'll put it on our community to actually have people share their opinion. So that's what we will be doing, and you will be receiving emails around that. So that's actually what I had for you in terms of a presentation. Maybe we should invite the comment section and the viewers at home, and also the teams again to share their.
I think it's a good time for some general feedback, some future ambition. I want to hear, what. Let's hear what these, in this case, fellas have to say. The fellas from Hashlicke and, of course, the Mighty Hawks, Ben, Mojo, and Chris. Get back.
Chris, for a second there.
Let's let them express themselves and talk about. In an ideal world for you, short of getting a helicopter drop off of a whole lot of money to make this go, to keep your interest levels well involved, to be able to get more out of the community. What's an ideal next step? Why don't we start with the Germans, Mojo and Chris over there? Speak your mind. Let us know what you're thinking.
Okay. I want to talk about two things. One thing is reality, where we are now, and the funds we have and the teams we have. And the second thing is the future of UltiLeague. I think I want to start about the future. I think your ideas are very good. I like that that you're aiming to make this cost neutral for the players. And I think if there are many teams in Europe involved and many communities, it can work out. Like your first plan with many teams that are campaigning, and then only some of them getting into the league. I like all of that, but I think we should focus for now on where we are now and what our next steps are. And I got a little bit confused about the ideas that were put out by you in the last few days or weeks, because I think it's not a good idea to blow the money for like 2 teams that are playing each other. I think UltiLeague has to aim for something bigger, or a bigger event that really that can hype up the community and involve many people. And therefore, I think we should hold on to it and make a bigger break now, because COVID is really skyrocketing and it's really difficult. And also winter is coming. So to just get more time. And then I think it would be a good idea to try and reanimate the motivation and get many people and communities involved, and not narrow it down to only 2 teams or only 4 teams, but like try to involve the whole community. Try to involve more people to vote. Like, I can think of some things like new memberships for only €2 or something just to vote, but not getting access to streams or anything, and then another like €10, like have it, and then etc. Just get more people involved, and perhaps also get more teams involved, because more teams and people are involved, more people are interested in this and can be hyped about the event. And I think there are great communities that just couldn't make it because it was on such short notice, like Colorado from Karlsruhe and Mainz, and other teams as well. So yeah, try to involve more people, get more money. And also I wanted to say, I think it's a good idea to make this cost neutral, but I think for the first time around, it shouldn't be the priority. The priority should be to have good streams and to have like a big event and a good playing field and enough players so that it's really exciting. So I think that's what the community wants, and not cost neutral for 2 teams. Then nobody cares, and I think that's not this does not bring the idea of UltiLeague forward in the end, even if that is the end goal, perhaps in 2 years or something.
Yeah, great suggestions. I heard involve more teams. I've heard cost neutral is not really, the end goal.
Sorry.
And
cost neutral is the end goal. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, it is the end goal, but it's not really important right now, like a priority. And from the beginning, you've said as well that members, like taking a break and then finding out what works with the members, or what are you saying about our relationship with the members? How is that sort of, because you gathered support from your community, obviously, and these people are fans of your team, and how to work with these people. Yeah,
I think it's a really good idea to have them vote on stuff or discuss stuff. I think sometimes it's easier to have like pitch an idea and then have people vote on it. Is it a good idea or not? And so not everyone has to write a whole essay, and more people can get involved.
Totally. I think the Polis app.
You could do this totally.
The Polis app that I this thing is very good at finding consensus without actually having people to share their whole kind of brain in English or whatever. You can just read it and then agree or disagree, and then you will be placed in sort of this sort of map, which is very interesting. And we can definitely experiment with that. And what is good is that we now have 250 people that feel committed and that they feel involved and they feel engaged. And our challenge is to not overwhelm them, but definitely engage them.
And so, Chris, before we go to Ben, an ideal timeline for a pause. If you were looking at that, okay, so you said it's coming into winter. We still have dramatic uncertainties with the pandemic. Very difficult to have a clear timeline on that. But what's Felix saying? Anyone to define clear goals at the moment because of the uncertainty, especially when it comes to in-person events. Digital world keeps ticking, though. That's true. But let's talk about an ideal real world, not digital world. Chris, could you foresee a timeline where beginning a new campaign would be good? Would be a reasonable time, and when an ideal and actual timeline for a showcase event could be?
Well, my first idea or impression is that it would be good to start campaigning in February or March and try to have an event in April or something. But we don't know what COVID does and how it will go. Perhaps.
It's a tough one to the COVID end because it's do we wait it out or do we try and get away with whatever we can right now because there may never be a future of sport again. Who knows what it actually comes down to? But I think I've got a little bit of it would be nice to just get a tournament. Although I do understand a 4-team tournament does not have the allure and shine of a big, 16, 32 and such style tournament. So an interesting one. We'll have to put that to Polis, Milan, timeline, size of tournaments, all this stuff, and see how we can assess all these opinions.
Well, it's also good to know that we're talking to the federations locally and also the EUF to talk about what could work and what is a great way to collaborate. And I cannot say anything yet, but it's very promising. So what we are trying to set up with the federations, and what it comes down to is that we want to help and serve. We want to serve the players and help the federations and serve the federations to organize like smaller scale events that are focused more on the fans. And again, the cost neutral aspect of that is that we basically have smaller events, but then they're paid for by the fans, and then the teams actually are sort of the workers or the employees of that sort of goal. Not really employees, but sort of the contributors of that goal. And we also want to make it so that it's very much connected to an existing the already proven leagues and tournaments. And UltiLeague can also be a answer for a corona-friendly world, because smaller matchup like 4 teams game days can work way better than 80 teams, where there's a lot more traveling needed and a lot of risk involved as well.
But
so very encouraging conversations with the federations, and so that's also happening on the background.
I can't share anything usually means there's something that's in the pipes ready to share. But I think we also talked about this, Milan, about players not necessarily needing to have full cost neutral involvement right now. Like, everybody's used to paying their own way of it. Ultimate players are out of pocket every campaign, even if it's a partial subsidy for the first time, second time, it's a step in the right direction. It's still an assistance, and because of the transparency of the league, they know that, okay, all that money is still going towards either helping players reduce costs or turning it into an event and a broadcast spectacular. So let's throw it over to Ben. We're getting close to our hour here, but that doesn't really matter. It's not like the network's going to throw us off air. But Ben, why don't you give us any feedback? I guess you can. Your energy levels, what you would like to see happen, timelines, anything that's kind of on your head after a month of campaigning over there in Birmingham.
Yeah, I guess the hard part is, as I kind of always stated, we just don't know when this can actually happen. I guess the focus now kind of falls back onto the fundraising side of things, make sure we get to as close to the target as we can. I guess potentially one benefit with 2 UK teams being in that top 4 could potentially mean that a tournament could be cheaper if we did have it in the UK or something. 2 teams less the flights, potentially less accommodation. So that could help us potentially reduce the target we need to reach. But I guess, yeah, all the focus is kind of around that now, trying to keep the hype going behind it all when we don't actually know an actual tournament date that it can take place. I think once, it is likely to be sometime into the new year, maybe April, May time at the earliest, that every country can be in the same situation where they're all able to play. And with that in mind, I think it's hard to put a lot of the focus around the tournament itself until we can actually set a date and, work towards it. Teams can prepare, get ready, start the campaign going again, get the fans more eagerly involved in it. Yes, yeah, it's just a bit of an unusual situation where we just can't make solid plans with everything going on.
Yeah. Milan we went to the close up there on your right as you finished up. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's it, the uncertainty. Is there campaign exhaustion, both either in the sense of your energy as a team campaigning to do this, or in exhausting the depth of your community? Is it again? I saw one of your memes, like, this is us again asking for a contribution again. Do you feel like there was some exhaustion of community at this stage? Was this turning into beating the dead horse, the campaign? Were you asking the same people for the same thing on repetition, or is that just a funny way of kind of appeasing to the ones who have heard a few times to try and get a bit more airtime?
Yeah, it was kind of the latter to start with. Just a bit of an ongoing joke, but I think we do kind of run the risk of if we keep saying, "Oh, this is about to happen," and keep campaigning with no real end target, like we don't know when it's going to keep actually happen. We kind of run the risk of tempting people, saying it's going to happen with no result, we just don't know when it'll take place. So I do think we kind of run that risk, whether it's worth having a bit of a pause in the actual campaign side, set up a few next steps of what we think the right things to do are, set up a few of the actual tournament decisions on the whole 6v6, 7v7 decision, start to figure out where we want it to happen, plan all the details except for that final date. So there's kind of a bit more of a plan in place, and then when we know what can happen, the campaign can start again, everyone can start ramping it up. It's kind of one of the things that I kind of noticed was it was quite difficult sometimes to get people to get involved when everyone's obviously got their own stuff going on right now with the effects that COVID have had, especially around work. People, although it's €10, it's you can't necessarily spend your money on something like that when you've got your own stuff going on. So we kind of felt it did run, kind of was difficult with some people. I think if we leave it a bit further down the line, we might get a second wind of interest from everyone. Yeah, I think that's kind of where we're at for now in terms of where we can go. So maybe there is worth a small pause after 4 weeks of putting it in everyone's face as much as we could.
Yeah, I think it's a good general consensus. I think it makes sense with the season. It makes sense with the pandemic. Of course, we're gonna have to take this one back to the lab, get all the ideas put into a fine discussion, and iron out the details. And I'm sure, as Milan will be the chief ironer, that everything will go through some great discussion. We'll include the feedback we've got, and then turn our discussion back to notes for the community to assess as well. So I'm sure that much will happen.
Yeah, I think a general theme is indeed, hibernation, or how we say it in UltiTV and UltiLeague is let's marinate on it. Like some food analogies. That's definitely what we're going to do, and I think good to know is that everything we will share will be in the external memos and will be in the community. And if you can't access it or whatever, just let me know in an email. Say, hey, I want to be part of this. And I think it also works to, come up with some sort of continuous campaigning kind of thing, which is not like with goals and with like, oh, we have a timeline, but more or less a bit of like, hey, this is happening and this is a nice update. And then maybe there will be more members joining, which gets us closer to a sort of longer term goal.
I think the word update in there is a key component, a key word for an ongoing campaign. Like when there's general updates, when there's decisions, when there's polls, it's a great way for teams to be able to just, like share something, add something from the establishment to keep their community involved. And then once there is, again, something official to campaign about, official dates, announcements of exactly how many teams, or if there's a change in structure, if we're keeping the same structure, then we can throw the baton back over to the teams to start, campaigns with the same energy that they put into their last one.
And I also want to say that if you're a community member watching, or if you have someone that feels used in a way as like, hey, I bought into this and this is not happening, so hey, can I get my money back? That is an option. That's always an option. We'd rather not have that, obviously, because it gets us further away from the goal. But like, if you really want to, then you can definitely ask.
No using and abusing going on here.
Exactly. Like, we want to have an open discussion about that. And if you feel that you are disadvantaged, or like I said, you feel
hard done by,
exactly, so angry or disappointed, then let us know. You can just email us, and you'll probably not be actually seeing this video, but maybe you are. And if you are, share your emotions.
Awesome. Well, I think if there's any other comments by our guests, of course, we're open to them. But otherwise, we might be getting ready to pack up for the day. Anything else from the Hashlicka Erdfegles, either input or a farewell for the spectators?
Well, we had a good time organizing all this, and we learned a lot. And I think we are hyped to get it rolling again next year.
Yeah, and until then, we'll try to keep everyone engaged and maybe share some of our training or other cool moments from our journey.
Yeah, you also have a platform now where you can share stuff with your members and with your premium community. You can share stuff like, obviously you can share stuff to your social following for everyone to see, but you can still, have this space for everyone to be part of.
Awesome.
This community space.
And sorry, I hate to jump on your words there, Milan, but we'll throw it to Ben for a final word from Birmingham. Again, any last thoughts or farewell, and but until we see you again.
Yeah, just a big thank you to everyone that's watching, that supported, whichever of the teams so far that's helping this happen. Big thank you to you guys for getting it up and running, and bring on stage 2, whatever it leads to. Looking forward to it.
Awesome. Thanks everyone from both these two teams, Hashlicka, Erdfegel, and the Mighty Hucks, for joining us. Milano, job well done. He'll be back in the laboratory cooking up the next plans, and you'll all be well informed when there's new direction, new plan, new outputs. You'll know all about it, and we'll throw it to you, Milan, to say goodbye to the rest of our spectators.
Thank you, everyone, for being part of this. There's also a speech. I didn't prepare a speech. It's just been amazing to see all the support and to see all the people getting involved and sharing their feedback. That's what I do it for, and what we do it for is also, like this, to bring in this organization or to build this organization that is powerful, sustainable, and grows alongside the Ultimate community. And we have huge plans for ULTI.TV. We have huge plans for UltiLeague, and I think it's going to be a very exciting future. But the thing is, that's where I struggle with, is like going too fast, too quickly, too often, too fast. Like I have to be patient as well, and that's where everything comes together. I think patience is a virtue. That was my speech.
Certainly, well put together there on the spot, Milan.
Cool.
A poet of sorts. Well, then I'll end things off for us here after Milan's beautiful speech. Thank everybody for watching. Thank all the teams for your effort and your contributions and your time on air, of course. So big thanks, big love. We will be back in some way, some form soon enough. This project continues to move forward, and we will see you very soon when that becomes a live show of its own. Thanks again.
Yep. Thanks.
Cheers all.
See you.
Bye.